Today we're going to be working on this planter that's right by my front door. So due to the wind, I wasn't able to record audio on this, but you can see here that I've topped off my pot here with some fresh soil. And then on the top here is part of an old bird cage I had. I thought I would give it a really decorative, like obelisk type look. And then of course I'm going to add some design elements into it. So I just planted a feather grass. And then this one that I'm planting here is your standard neon sweet potato vine. And then the other two flowers I'm planting are the orange violas and purple pansies. Now it's a little late in my season for me to be planting these. Yes, it is March, well, it's the beginning of April actually. But we are already hitting in the 80s, even though we're still dropping down into the 40s at night. And we may still have a few nights where we're going to drop down in, you know, just right below freezing, which is going to be very few and far between. Unfortunately, for my area, even though we're a zone 7, we warm up really fast. We really don't have much of a spring. We don't have much rainfall in the spring. I don't seem to have much luck being able to grow spring crops. I am going to try a lot harder this fall and into the winter. I think I should be able to grow winter crops or spring crops, cool weather crops better in the fall and through the winter, due to the fact that we do have a much milder winter than we do a summer. Our summers get hot very fast. So I've got that all planted up and I'm just going to water in really good. And then we are going to do an overall look at this. Okay, so here, these are the purple pansies, and these are the orange violas, and then the sweet potato vine, and then the feather grass. Now the feather grass does require full sun, so I'm not sure how well that's going to go. And then here's some standard marigolds and then some different types of marigolds. And I just got through watering them. We had a really dry wind that day. I got 2 rosemary plants there and 2 lemon verbenas, which I'm kind of excited for. You can see that tag has a teapot on it. It's meant to be for tea. And then I've got 8 of these June bearing strawberry plants that we're going to be planting up here shortly in this video. And then of course I've got some ever bearing strawberry starts going. These are Brussels sprouts. These are a little bit further along than what mine are, so I'm going to try and give them a shot and see if they don't do better than mine, since we do get hot so fast. Alright farm friends, so right now we're going to be working on planting strawberries. Now this variety, I've got 8 of these right here. And this variety is a June bearing, meaning it will put off its fruit and it will all ripen around the same time. This is really good if you are considering doing jam and jelly making, because you'll get a larger crop all at the same time and you don't have to just gradually save up to go further. So we've got a tub here. This is a water trough or anything like that. This is a really small one. I think this is like a 15-gallon or something. And then I've got my bag of raised bed mix, and then I've got my strawberries here. Ideally, you'll want to put drainage holes in the bottom of this. I will be adding drainage holes after I put the strawberries and stuff in it, because somebody borrowed my drill and they've not returned it yet today, so I'll get to that later. But ideally you'll want to start off with several drainage holes, and the number of drainage holes is going to be dependent on how dry or how much water you get in your climate in your local area. We are pretty dry here, so this probably will only have like 3 or 4 in the bottom, so that most of the water is retained within the bed. So now we're going to go ahead and fill this up, and then we'll plant the strawberries. Something else to consider, strawberries, I believe, like to have a little bit more well-draining, free-draining soil, and they also like it to be a little bit looser. but depending on the variety you get, depends on how well they do and in what climate. Just going to take a minute here and break up all the really big clumps in here. You can use a trowel, a small rake, but I find your hands work just as well. Plus, you can determine how moist or how dry the soil is that you're working with. This is pretty moist, but I will water these in once I get them planted. So like I said, I have 8 strawberry plants, and I will probably at the end of the year be able to, or at the beginning of next year, easily double that number, because strawberries reproduce by putting off shoots, which is great. I really like that aspect of them. They are very hardy. These are a locally grown variety, so I know they'll do well in my area. I'm not going to be super overcrowding on these, but I do have 8 of them. And I like these square containers, so I am going to save them for next year. Our summers here are super dry and super hot. So while these do say, let me just double check here. While these do say full sun, I probably will not put them in full sun. Where I'm going to probably be moving this bed to is going to be down there. So you can see that it does get partial shade in the afternoon. And that'll just give them a little bit extra protection. They're also going to be up against the house, which will also protect them against our dry winds that we get through here. Okay, so you can see that we've got these all planted now. This right here will probably continue to grow outward, and this will become a new strawberry plant all in itself. So that's the great thing about strawberries. And these, look, these have already got blooms on these. Now we do have a light freeze coming in a day or so. It's supposed to get down to like 28 degrees. We'll see if that happens. But see, those are looking so beautiful already. And then of course, last night or yesterday, we got this planted up. And that's looking so beautiful. I really love this combination of the orange violas with the purple pansies. And then of course, this is just your standard sweet potato vine. Now these pansies aren't going to last all summer. Well, they might, considering they're going to be in the shade, but I doubt it. So we'll probably switch these out for like some super petunias or something like that. And then I've got a pampas grass, or no, what is this one? It's a feather grass. Now that does require full sun, so that may not do too well there, but it does get about 6 to 8 hours during the daylight. And then I've got all these marigolds here that are going to be going in the garden out back. I've got a couple of Brussels sprouts. These are still looking a little sad. I haven't watered them today. These violas. And then I've got 2 rosemary and 2 lemon verbenas, which I'm excited about. Now on these strawberries over here, I do have some strawberry seeds that I started from scratch, but I don't know how well they're going to do or if they're going to do any better. So I'm going to get this watered in, and I'm super excited for these strawberries. All right, so we're in the backyard now, and as you can see, my lettuce isn't doing too great. I think I've got it in the wrong spot, so I'm going to try moving it to the front yard. And then here's the rest of this. And it's been like super hot lately. For spring, we've already been up in like the 80s. Like today was like 82. But my onions are looking pretty good. So we're getting ready to water them right now. And that'll be really, really nice. Actually, this onion right here looks like it got pulled out. I'm gonna bury that back. So part of the plan for tomorrow, I'm off tomorrow, it's my day off. So tomorrow I am going to be going to the city chipping site. And I'm going to be loading up the back of my Highlander with wood chips. And they're actually going to be for between the garden rows here. Between these raised beds. So that it can help keep the weeds down and keep my plastic down so that I don't have grass growing up in my areas. Honestly, I don't expect too many of my spring crops really to do anything because here in my area, we get hot super fast for no reason. All right, guys, so that's it for today. Remember that we're going to be trying to do filming every day for the month of April. So please stay tuned and keep in mind that that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have little projects like this, and then we're going to have some larger projects, like we're going to be finishing out the garden beds and stuff like that. I can't wait, and I hope y'all stay tuned and watch as the progress continues throughout the summer. All right, we'll see you next time, and if you like this, make sure you like, share, and subscribe.